So timestamps may exist so that we can move on. Again, you're going to also, if you're newer to this channel, you're going to hear the clickety-clacks of my mouse because that's just my setup. But otherwise, yeah, we'll just go for another dungeon run here. We will move on to Nemel later. Yes, I forgot the name, but let's go back into Puppy's Cave because this is the more, oh my goodness, immediately an evolved goblin. Well, believe, I guess. No way, I was about to say, no way my party member dies, right? But anywho, as you've noticed, so I put some things on screen, and I may have changed things a little bit from the last, I guess I'll call it episode, so Future Jordan will have to figure it out. I also called them dungeons. Yes, they're called Nefia, so I should really just use the game terms. I like using game terms, but you'll catch me slipping at times with my vocab, so. But yeah, we should be able to handle things perfectly fine here. And if you see anything odd, well, the game is in early access. That's not an excuse, because I think it's been a year since it came out. Literally a year and maybe a month or two, but anywho, also need to grab as much loot as possible. It might not be, you know, the most amount of money, or in this case, orens. But primarily, we're actually here to grab vines because, yeah, I get basically more for going in while grabbing vines and doing stuff. Now, I could just enter any of the plains, primarily a forest, to get more vines, but, yeah, while we're here, I mean, you might as well use the dungeon because the Nefias are going to be the most important locations to grab loot anyway, and to grab a lot of other things, but again, in the Puppy Cave here, we're not really going to be grabbing as much anyway. Who is hurting you so badly, by the way? Also, are you hungry? No. I did give Gisnet a lot of bandages here. Again, that's my party member, so just might as well use the name. But there are other things to mention. I think I did want to go over some things that I am going through as a new player. Not that there aren't guides and information out there anyway, but yeah, also you'll notice that I have a lot of meat in this. This is the cooler container that you get from the starting quests, but as we eat here really quickly. Yes, in the middle of the dungeon. Don't interrupt me. Okay, good. Yeah, there were some things I wanted to mention, and boy, oh boy, don't eat that. There were some things that would be quite useful to know, but again, that's not at the same time. Again, there are more than enough. There's more than enough information through the community, through guides, through videos online, or even streams, depending, that you should be able to find out what to do. But if you want things more concise, because there were some questions here and there that I have, I think 75% of anything that I was looking for could be found somewhere on the internet as it pertains to Elin, and sometimes even Alona. But yeah, there are some really minute things. For example, I'll give you an example. If for whatever reason, you really shouldn't do this. This is more like a me thing. It's more like a Jordan, why would you do this? But I was doing a harvest quest, and then I dropped my cooler, and then the quest ended. And then I was like, well, guess I lost the cooler then. So that revolved. Oh my goodness, I stepped in that on accident. I was supposed to disarm it anyway, but hey. But yeah, you'd be asking, well, Jordan, why would you do that in the first place? Well, and then I kind of just out of curiosity wanted to see if they would return basically any items you leave in a map instance. Again, in this case being a harvest quest. The answer seems to be no, but maybe you wait long enough and a package comes in. Because at least there's a package system. So if that were to be quote-unquote fixed quote-unquote as a bug, then yeah, you would just have a package sent to you with any items that you left there. But again, maybe not, because maybe, I mean, if you want to immerse yourself, you leave the item and maybe the monster eats it or something. I don't know. You can come up with the reason why. Basically, if there is any jank, and I'll call it jank for now because I'm lacking for a better phrase, then sure. You'll notice also, just really quickly here, I didn't bring a pickaxe with me. That's just me RPing and or immersing myself. Really, if you're going through the game yourself for the first time, if for whatever reason you watch this video and say, hey, I don't have Elin, let's play Elin. Or maybe you're like, oh, I played Alone a long time ago, I'll play Elin now, see how it goes. Yeah, you should really just try to just become a jack of all trades. You could just make 2, 3, or multiple characters or more to try and immerse yourself. Maybe you want to be a farmer more than you want to be you know, a warrior. Maybe you want to be a gunner more than you want to be an archer, so on and so forth. You can kind of roleplay it like that. In any case, do as you please. I mean, it's a free-form game anyway. I'll mention it again kind of as a disclaimer, but there are not more than a handful, but I will say there's at least a handful of players. Well, that would be more than a handful, but you get what I'm trying to say. There will be people who play Elin and be like, oh, it's not for me because X. Which is true for any game. That's kind of more a generic argument. By the way, is this the second floor, by the way? No, because I have not found the thingy-majiggy. So I guess we'll find out. I don't think... I thought there was always a thing on the quote-unquote bottom floor. I guess not for the moment. Unless it's hidden behind a wall, because there are... I think there was at least 2 specific examples. So, for example, when there's ore in the way, then yes, you would probably bring a pickaxe. That's why, if nothing else, you would want to bring tools with you to clear out the area. Or just go through walls if you have a pickaxe in this case. But, again... this is a me thing. I don't really mind as much. So yeah, there is still parts of this floor we haven't explored. Should be here then, right? Yeah. So the locked corridor, I am not opening it at the moment. So I think we're just going to exit because at this point, I'm usually going to hit my... well, actually, I'm not close to my weight limit at all. But, yeah, again, we're mainly here for vines. So if we get loot, that's a good secondary objective. But again, you basically, if you play Elin yourself, feel free to do whatever your heart so pleases to do. If you want to go crazy and become, go crazy, then feel free to do so. If you want to just explore the world and try to get your money that way, or if you want to just make money by selling things, which is usually going to be a good portion of at least some players' playthroughs from what I've seen, then sure. But otherwise, also, we did not explore everything because I have not been picking... I'm not picking up, yes, bottles of ketchup or batteries as a bird screeches in the background, but... you get the point I'm trying to make here. There's a lot you can do in this game. It's well worth the 20 USD, in my opinion, if you are interested in it. If you are someone who wants more faster gameplay, and again, I've talked about this in the previous episode, where progression may feel slow for some players. Again, I'm sure you could, and there's also just God mode / cheats enabled if you want to just kind of fine-tune the experience. Period, then sure, you do you. So, without further ado, as we close out this video, just gonna go through my auto dump here. I've kind of fixed some of my auto dump settings, but we'll take a quick look just to make sure. Because there are some things that I may want to pick up regardless, like the bones here that for some reason I keep storing, and I have not set to a chest somewhere, or just placed in a chest. But I'm pretty sure set is the more appropriate word. Yeah, because there are bones here. If I'm just gonna be lazy and just do the word filter distribution, so it should be just bone. Actually, let's test that out. So if I take out a bone here, walk over here, and then I hit auto dump. Sorry, not my inventory. One of these 2 containers. It should dump the bone, yeah, in this kind of my general sturdy box. I use the sturdy box as kind of a general thing. It has mostly logs and stones and other resources, but you get the point. So, yeah, without further ado, not really much else to say. We should be at the end screen here-ish. We'll let go of Sysnit, and then I'll just train my bow skill as we close out this video, and we use all our arrows as a result. But, yeah, without further ado, yeah, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, feel free to do so. Actually, you'll be more than I'm sure more than a handful of my audience that comes for other games on this channel will more likely, have some Elin experience, definitely more than I do. So, yeah, if that's the case, then feel free to also give me advice. Or if any veteran or someone who knows wants to give me advice, feel free to do so, because I'm sitting here. Now, that being said, I would like to kind of disclaim one more time that I'm trying not to use basically certain cheese strats or strategies. So just basically I'm trying to RP a little bit here. So that's my fun for at least this playthrough. So without further ado, and just to kind of say the thing, and also bring up this note as we sell our items here, yeah, we just trying to play as an archer. That's basically what I am. And I am trying to just double my stats at this point. DYS, the keyword of the day for anyone who doesn't know Elin. But yeah, without further ado, not really much else to say. Thank you for watching. I won't take up much more of your time. Bye!